So now that we've discussed motivation, what it means and where it comes from, let's talk a little bit about how leaders influence motivation. And look, the first part is there's not much people can do here in this part of the process. These individual behavioral choices and the striving towards goals, or the behavioral striving as a result of those choices. People have free will. We can't dictate to them what to do, right? We can't implant these ideas. I mean, they're not puppets. So they're going to do what they want to do. And so this is a choice that people make on the inside. We can influence those choices through other areas, but we can't actually make people make the choices that we want. So a first step that we need to think about is meeting people's basic needs. I talked about this earlier, and it's really a matter of taking physiological and security needs off the table. Make them just not have to worry about it, right? If we have choices about pay, we pay people enough so that they can live the life that they need to live. And then they can really dedicate themselves to what they need to do. So as long as people feel safe, they have a place to live, those physiological and security needs are taken care of, we need to get those off the table. We can't do much with people's personality, but we can influence values, right? So now this takes a long time, but it turns out that, and we'll talk later in the semester about organizational climate and culture, but organizational climate and culture can actually influence personal values over time. You see this here at the Naval Academy, where we talk about honor, courage, and commitment. From your very first days here, we talk about integrity and being a person of character and the importance of ethics. You take an entire class on ethics. We spend a lot of time on this idea of cultural values that we hold dear, with the idea that those values will drive your future choices. So there is something to be done here that can affect motivation through changing people's values, but it is a long-term proposition. It's not something that can happen overnight. So the initial place on motivation is if you want people to be committed to the mission and to what you need them to do, make sure their needs are being taken care of, and make sure that the organizational values are driving towards mission accomplishment and team viability as important outcomes.